Next is a motion from Councillor Hill on climate resiliency. Councillor Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Whereas climate resilience and mitigation are critical components of the climate change master plan, and whereas over the past 5 years, Ottawa has seen over a dozen extreme weather events, including spring flooding in West Carleton, Orleans in 2017, 2019, 2023, tornadoes in 2019 and 23, a Derico in 2022, flash flooding in 2023, and a number of ice storms. And whereas the city has had to endure multiple days-long outages during recent extreme weather events that have revealed limitations in the current city resources that put our most vulnerable at risk. And whereas the municipality is responsible to prepare for and respond to extreme weather events, and as such needs to ensure that the appropriate investments are made to enhance resilience, which will protect our community from the threats and vulnerabilities created by climate change. And whereas the city prepared a climate vulnerability and risk assessment and were subsequently directed to develop a climate resilience strategy to address these threats and vulnerabilities. And whereas staff will be coming forward in 2024 and identifying a number of operational and financial requirements to mitigate and adapt to climate-related pressures and deepen corporate and community resilience with respect to extreme heat, flooding, buildings, the urban forest and natural environment, drinking water security, and extreme weather preparedness and response. Therefore, be it resolved that as part of the implementation plan and funding associated with the implementation of the climate resiliency strategy, staff be directed to fund projects that implement either the corporate actions outlined in Section 4, Mitigation of the Climate Change Master Plan, CCMP, or Section 5, Adaptation and Resilience of the CCMP, with a focus on the corporation, its assets, and its subsidiaries. And be it further resolved that staff be directed to develop a prioritization framework to guide disbursements associated with Capital Fund Climate Change Master Plan, including a focus on 1, flood resilience, 2, corporate building retrofits and energy conservation, 3, urban forest management, 4, electrifying city-owned vehicles, tools, and equipment, including EV infrastructure, and 5, extreme weather preparedness and response. And be it further resolved that staff bring back the prioritization framework for the Environment and Climate Change Committee and Council's review by Q3 2024, and that the framework emphasize projects that will, 1, directly impact corporate emissions, 2, be aligned with actions that the municipality can take, 3, advance the 22 to 26 term of council priorities, and 4, report back on key performance indicators through the normal reporting schedule. And be it further resolved that the future budget allocations to the Climate Change Master Plan include details on how funding will support the above mitigation and resiliency actions until the end of the 22 to 26 term of council.
Did you want to speak to it at all before we?
Well, I look forward to advancing the spirit and intent of this motion moving forward in committee. If passed, the Climate Change Working Group, for which I'm a member, and the Environment Committee, and then Council will get a chance to review and provide amendments as needed to the prioritization framework. Staff will return with their analysis in the Q3 2024. Why is this motion necessary? It's all about focus. In 2023, we split $5 million 26 different ways. We risk allowing ambition to dilute actual impact. We need to focus our limited resources on tangible actions that only a municipality can take. I likened this in committee to spreading the peanut butter too thin on the toast. For example, we spent $400,000 last year to begin a deep retrofit of the Hintonburg Community Centre. When completed, this project is expected to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 28.9 tons annually. That's a great initiative, and it reduces our carbon footprint of a city asset and enhances the skill sets for retrofits in the construction industry and improves an aging city asset. Conversely, when the federal government is spending $206 million for climate action and awareness, it's hard to justify significant investment into repeating advocacy work already being completed by our federal colleagues. Energy Evolution is presently a $57 billion program. My motion is designed to ensure that we direct staff to prioritize our scarce resources to outcomes that are municipal in nature. We are not the federal government. We cannot spend hundreds of millions of dollars throwing every good idea at the wall and seeing what sticks. To succeed in punching above our weight on climate change, we need to understand where we can make the most impact as a city and pursue those actions with ruthless focus. Being more targeted in our prioritization on how we fund climate mitigation and resiliency actions is just the first step in truly making that impact. We've all seen the increase in extreme weather evidence. The Derico, tornadoes, river flooding, flash flooding, ice storms, power outages. This should absolutely be our focus. So thank you to colleagues and staff for your support of my motion.
Okay, thank you.